Hey Rita, so today I wanted to bring you along for a typical homeschool day. We are doing secular homeschooling for our almost 6-year-old and also our 4.5-year-old daughter. We also have a 1-year-old daughter, so things get a little bit interesting. And this is typically the schedule that we follow, and I feel like we've been doing it consistently for the past month or so, so I feel good about sharing this. I'm not going to go deep into curriculums and stuff like that because I already have separate videos on that. So if you're wondering about what printable I use, what curriculum, all that stuff, I will have the corresponding videos down below for you guys. But our homeschool days typically start whenever the baby goes down for a nap. That varies. Sometimes it's as early as 10 o'clock. Sometimes it's not until later, like around 11, but we're getting an even later start because we had some cleaning to do, which is something that we do before homeschooling. We use the same table that the girls eat at and play at and stuff like that. So most of the time it has food on it. There's food on the floor. So while I'm laying the baby down, they clean off their table and get everything picked up off the floor. So then mom comes in and she sweeps, and then we get everything started. So that's kind of where we are right now. Lexi is already down for her nap. I typically have a monitor over here, but it's dead. So I have it sitting on the table, but it's got a big enough screen I can still see it from over here. And we are just gonna get started and bring you guys along for the day. I guess I should have mentioned that our almost 6-year-old is in kindergarten. We live in Ohio, so I have certain subjects and stuff like that that I do have to teach. And then with our 4.5-year-old daughter, Remy, she is in preschool. So before COVID, both the girls were in private preschool. Sophie was on her way to public kindergarten, and that was our plan. But because of COVID, we've decided to keep them home this year. I'm going to flip you guys around and I'll show you how we get our day started. Once we get everything cleaned up and ready to go, we start with our calendar. We alternate the days, so each girl gets to do the next one. Today is Sophie's turn, so she will point at what day it is, the day before and the day after. And then we do the weather. And then after that, we come over here and mom reads from the Good Night Stories for Rebel Girls. I read one a day. And then after that, each girl has a name card on the front of their binders. It has their first, middle, and last names, address, and also phone number that we want them to memorize. So they recite that. And then inside each binder, they have some name writing practice. So for Remy, who is in preschool, she has a traceable name that has her first and last name. And then she also does it freehand. She just does one line a day. And then with Sophie, she has the lined paper that she does all by herself from copying an example that I have written at the top of the page. So both the girls do that. We did that off of camera for obvious reasons, but I did want to mention it because that is a big part of our morning and getting started. So once we finish with the calendar and the reading, we move on to the name cards and the name writing. And after that, we're going to move into independent work, which is what we're going to start doing right now. Remy has her own preschool packet back here. I've already mentioned and linked this before, but I will link it down in the description box again. And she has everything that she needs for that. And once she does enough pages, she has a weekly theme that I have printables and activities for, which is right here. So she will switch over to that at some point while Remy is working independently. Sophie has all of this to work on independently. She has writing, reading comprehension, math. I will check back in with you guys once both girls have finished and we're ready to move on to the next part of our day. So while they're working, I typically work on my planner for the week, or at least the next couple days. So today is Tuesday, I typically do this on a Monday. However, yesterday I forgot that it was Monday. I also didn't get anything ready because I forgot. So when that happens, because it does, or you just don't feel like doing the things that you need to do for homeschool the night before, I just flip our Monday and Friday. So Friday is typically our art, music, read aloud, PE, and craft day. And that kind of stuff I can do by the fly, It's not a bunch of planning or getting stuff together, really. So I just flipped our days. So yesterday was like our Friday day, and then we'll just do regular homeschool for the rest of the week. So... Alright, so this is an ELA book that I bought thinking it could just be our curriculum, but we actually don't like this. However, I'm going to use what I can out of it, and they do have pretty good reading comprehension, so I read this little piece to her over here, and then I read her the questions and she answers them. So that's what we're going to do right now. Okay, so we're almost done with independent work. We are still finishing up, but Sophie's on her last few pages of math, and Remy is on her very last packet of her fall stuff. And I just felt like everyone was getting a little grumpy, a little sluggish, so I got us all a snack. So applesauce, veggie straws, cheese and tomatoes, a little bit of everything. So we'll do this and we'll finish up the independent work, and then we just kind of clean up the table and get ready for the subjects that we do all together. Alright, so we finally finished our independent work up, and as they were finishing that, Lexi did wake up. So she's actually on the other side of the baby gate, so she can see us and everything. We're right here in the room with her. We're just divided. So she is over there. She's got her baby puffs, and she's got her toys, and she's having the time of her life sitting in an Amazon box right now. So we are going to move on to the 3 subjects that the girls share, and that is science, health, and history. And we just go through those one by one. And even though this curriculum is for kindergarten, it was bought with Sophie in mind, Remy does sit in with us. Now, I will say that most of the time with this curriculum that I have, it does offer 2 worksheets, which just works out perfectly. The reason it comes with 2 worksheets is to offer some variety and choice to the teachers of what they would like to hand out to their class. But for me, it works out because I have 2 children. So most of the time that's the case. However, with this one, today we only have 1 worksheet. But since this is for Sophie, I do allow her, when it's 1 worksheet, to do it herself. But Remy is still sitting here. She's still listening and learning with us. I keep all of the worksheets and stuff that they get to do inside of Sophie's binder. And I keep all of my stuff and the lesson plans and the reading materials and whatever else that I need inside of my binder. So you'll see with a lot of this that I have both Sophie's and my binder sitting here on my lap. But that's just so I have everything that I need. And it allows them to have the most working space because with these subjects, they are the most hands-on. The independent work typically takes about an hour and a half for us to get through, and this will probably take about another hour. So this schoolwork does not count. the field trips, the extra stuff that we do when we're not sitting down here. So this is just part of our curriculum. It's not everything. It's not everything that we do for school, but this is the bulk of what we do for a homeschool on a daily basis. Of course, there's virtual field trips. There's other things that we can do throughout the day. There are also learning experiences that can count towards homeschooling. In Ohio, I did commit to teaching 900 hours worth of kindergarten to Sophie, so I just keep that in mind, and I'm aware of that fact. But yeah, we're just going to move on to this part so we can wrap it up for the day. So we just finished up history, which was our last thing for today. And while they're working on the worksheets for the lesson for today, I'm going to go ahead and get lunch ready for them. So they will continue to work on these. I'll get lunch, and by the time that they're finished, lunch will be ready. Alright, so now that the girls are eating lunch, it's my time to go hang out with Lexi. I will pump when it's time for me to pump, but that is a basic routine of what our homeschool days look like. I probably shouldn't have ever said schedule or anything like that, because honestly the times change every single day. When we get started, when we finish, that's kind of the beauty of the homeschooling, is it's pretty flexible. You can make it work for you. Like I said, that did take about an hour's worth of work to finish up with the shared work. But yeah, that's basically everything for our homeschool day. If you guys have any other video suggestions that you want for homeschooling, or if you have any more specific questions, you can leave them down in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer them. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And as always, thanks for watching. My cue to go.